Hey yo, what's good? What's poppin'? What's happening with you all? It's your boy Gold Phoenix in the flesh, rise from the ashes and be blessed. Listen up. If you wonder why I keep looking the same as I have in the past few videos, as well as listen, we're alcohol in the system. It's because this is all the same night that I'm recording all of these. So judge me if you want to. I don't care. Back to the topic of relationships in this whole situation that we call blue collar work. Truck driver. Declaration doing the swire. It's a shame this stuff was discontinued. It really is. It's a very romantic, ADHD brain. So good. Anyway, I think one of the biggest things that people struggle with is being able to first acknowledge and then second be honest with themselves about the faults that they have within themselves. If you go to anybody, just about, or so it seems, who has just recently gotten out of a relationship or a situationship or anything like that, hell, even down to like friends not being friends anymore, the one thing that they always do is point the finger. It's always somebody else's fault. Now, in the last video, I told y'all about the one and only chick I have taken seriously at all for real since I've been a truck driver. What I did not do is say, well, things only didn't work out because it was her fault. I honestly blame myself for the whole situation. Why? Well, because I know myself better than anybody. I also know all of the good and bad things about myself. And I'm honest about them. Whether or not it is my fault or not is up to speculation. What I do know is between the both of us, I am more capable of taking the pressure of being in the wrong than she is. Therefore, I will shoulder that burden. I don't care. It makes no difference to me. Anyway, finding fault in yourself. Being honest about it. One of the negative things I've said about myself is that I have an enormous ego. I do have a lot of self-confidence. I'm very aware of what I am and what I'm not capable of, and I do know when I should shut up and learn from certain people. Everybody in my life, for real, I'm lying, not everybody. The majority of people that I deal with on a regular basis are doing better than me to some capacity. I keep them, I don't want to say close, but I keep an eye on them very heavily because there's something to learn. If somebody's doing better than you, you have to be willing to humble yourself and learn from what it is that they are doing. Take bits and pieces, but also they are humble enough to know that they can learn something from you. I promise you they're watching you just as much as you're watching them, right? Here's the thing. Outside of the fact that I have an enormous ego, I can be a bit cocky and extremely arrogant at times. You can't tell me shit for nothing, okay? And I perfectly understand this one. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me anything at all. Once I made up my mind about something, bro, that's just what it is. Until these eyes see otherwise, it is what I say it is. Why does it have to be this way? Because I said so, right? I'm also very resolute, which can be a good and a bad thing depending on context, but I'm very cocky. Like, there's never really a time where I'll go out and I don't feel good about myself. I could be dressed like a stone cold bum. I just feel like I'm the greatest motherfucker to breathe oxygen. Like, I just really do feel that way about myself sometimes. And it's very abrasive in a lot of ways. But at the same time, I know a lot of people don't care because a lot of the time I'm an introvert, so I'm really quiet most of the time. I'll give you guys a perfect example of one of the things that me and the, woman I told you guys about in the previous video. One of the dumbest things we had a disagreement about, at least it's stupid in my mind, right? So this one time, it was on FaceTime. and I was in Austin, Texas. I was at the Domain. I was going to the Apple store for something, right? So I go down to the Apple store, I take care of my business or whatever. Woody woody woo, I walk out. At this point, feeling a little hungry. Feeling a little, a little parched. I could go for a little drinky drink. I could eat a little something. Now, mind you, this day I'm wearing sweatpants. I'm wearing damn near the same outfit I'm wearing right now, only different. Like, I'm wearing all black right now. I had on like burgundy sweatpants at the time and a black shirt. I have a very long memory, if you can't tell. I don't forget much. So I'm wearing, basically, I'm dressed comfortable. The only thing I planned on doing was going to the Apple store and leaving. But I got hungry, right? So I'm bougie. Sure, I could go get a little McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? A little Taco Bell. Taco Bell. I could go to any number of these places. But I'm me. I have Styles blood. If you didn't know, that's my last name. I have Styles blood coursing through my veins. I deserve better than that. I should hold myself to the standard I know I should. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm dressed like a bum because I didn't have any other plans besides taking care of this business. But I want food now. And what's across the street from the Apple store? This fancy ass steakhouse called Paul Martin's. I look at Paul Martin's and I'm like, look, yeah, first off, y'all see my teeth? They so white. They're so just perfect. Anyway, but you see, y'all see what I'm talking about. I'm just cocky like that sometimes. Anyway, I see Paul Martin's dressed like I don't care, but I know my cards ain't gonna decline. I got it. I don't care what it costs. I'm hungry. I go in there, I give me a little filet mignon, a little glass of wine, the house wine that, the waitress recommended. She was a sweetheart. She was a darling. And I got my little size, potatoes with the green beans or whatever the heck it was. It could have been broccoli. My memory ain't that long, but I have my food. I have a little dessert. And what do? Would you like anything else? No, I'm Gucci. She hand me the check, boom. Credit card, here, go take care of that. Take care of that. Obviously, I'm not talking to you. I'm very polite to people who work in the service industry. But she comes back, I leave her a phenomenal tip. The food came up to like 80 something. I gave her like a $30, something stupid. Because putting a smile on people's faces makes me feel good. I did that for me. She just so happened to benefit from it. But me and this chick get into it because why would you go to a restaurant like that and you dress like that? And in my mind, I'm like, motherfucker, they don't care. The car went through. You think they care how I'm dressed? They don't care nothing about none of that. They just care about getting paid. And it was just back and forth. And like I said, even though I could be cocky, she's vain in a lot of ways. And I said that one time and pissed her off, but it's the truth. It was this ongoing war where I don't necessarily care about what people think, but I do care about how others represent me. Whereas for her, it was like the other way around in a lot of ways. It was just this weird thing, but that's neither here nor there. I didn't care. All I know is shit is paid for. It was a spur of the moment thing. Now, if I was going there on purpose, probably wouldn't have gone dressed like that. But in my mind, I dressed for occasion. And, like when my sister graduated from college and stuff like that, I went and bought the outfit I wore to her graduation. I didn't just have it on hand. I think it's stupid to have all that stuff on hand. Buy all these clothes and then never wear them. Make it make sense. No. Use it for what I need it for and then do with it what you will. That's just my mentality. It's another fault, aside from the fact that I'm very cocky and arrogant. Resolute. And the reason I say being resolute can be a bad thing, it's a double-edged sword. Being a man who can make up his mind is a very good thing. Being a man who cannot be swayed for any reason sometimes is a bad thing. If I have made up my mind about something and you see something that I did not take into consideration, sometimes I'm likely to just brush it off. You have to bear with me on that kind of thing. But like I said, I know these things about myself. I also know that I can take failure very harshly. Like to the point where it will like completely sway my mood. Still learning to give myself more grace in a lot of ways. I don't know why I'm like that. But like I said, this person taught me to be a bit more forgiving towards moi, regardless of the fact. A lot of relationships fail, especially in this, where there's more strain on them, because everyone is so quick to point the finger. Nobody likes to look in the mirror. Nobody likes to be told about themselves either, including myself. I'm not just saying this about everyone else like I'm holier than thou. No, I have a lot of these same issues. I'm human, just like anyone else. And because of that level of arrogance and cockiness and all that will continuously make things fall apart. Sometimes you just have to be honest and admit when it is your fault. Because a lot of the time it is. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. As for if I will come out with any more parts to this whole, I guess you could say, saga, I don't know. I don't even know if I feel like editing it right now. It's freaking 11 at night. I might. I left my truck at the shipper, so I don't really have to. Yeah, screw it. I'll edit most of this tonight. Anyway, as I always tell you guys, be happy, stay blessed, do not be afraid to make drastic changes in your life. It might end up being the best decision you ever made. I am Dunswar Phoenix. Can y'all tell I love this stuff? This is This and Atomic Rose. Rose is just one of my favorite. Can we just talk about this fragrance for a second? If this was a woman, I would be a father. That's all I have to say. Anyway, y'all be blessed. I'm out.